Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. Before we get to my special guest today, we have a date for our next $30 spay and neuter voucher sale. It's going to be September 7th at PetSense on 280. We'll be there from 9 to 12, and we'll be there from 9 until we run out. Each time we have it, we seem to run out fairly early, so make sure you get there early, get in line if you need it. You can get a spay or neuter voucher for your cat or your dog, and every one of them are $30, so it's an amazing deal. We'll have all the information there about how you can use that voucher. And you can also find information on the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mills Facebook page. Make sure you contact us directly at Feral Dogs if you have any questions, because the shelter and PetSense don't have all of the answers, and we don't want to clog up their phone lines. It's so wonderful of PetSense to allow us to use that facility, but they are not the ones that are putting on the voucher sale. So make sure you contact us directly. You can message us on Facebook, or you can email us at theferaldogsofavondelemill@gmail.com. So mark your calendar, September 7th, 9 o'clock. Be there, and we'll be selling all of those wonderful vouchers. But my next guest, we're going to go ahead and get to her because she is very crucial in our rescue world here in Sylacauga. She's got some fosters that we're going to talk about that are our pets of the week. She is a dog walker on Saturdays. We can talk about that. And then she's also the owner of Fed Up Shipping, which is one of our new businesses downtown that has really been hitting the news world because we really needed her business downtown. So I have DJ Gann here. So DJ, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Now, I was just telling DJ that I was looking at all the past guests that I have had, and she was on here June of 2022. So this is well before Fed Up Shipping that we need to talk about. And she's now adopted the foster that she had in 2022 that we had mentioned and told their story. So,
yes.
Yeah, DJ's been around in this rescue world for quite some time.
For a minute or two.
So DJ actually fostered one of our dogs before
Yes.
we adopted her. So I started to bring a picture of Clara laying upside down on the couch because that seems to be what you do well with training a dog, is let them just live their best life. And
I try my best. They train me, and then we go from there.
Because Clara, the dog that we have that DJ fostered for a few months, buddy, she loves a good couch, and I know you've had some great pictures of your dogs in the bed and the couch. And
Absolutely.
so let's talk first about your fosters. So you've got two dogs that you've rescued that need a home.
Yes.
And you've had them for a while. So tell us about your two pups.
Phoebe and Joey, they are the friends, and they are both fixed. They're up to date on shots. They are adorable. They're cuddle bugs. And then especially Joey, gets a hit of energy and goes crazy. And then he just wants to collapse and lay on you. He's wonderful.
Now, we'll have some pictures up in a moment that we'll talk about those dogs, because I've got your dogs and I've got your foster dogs. I've got all kinds of pictures that'll pop up. So if someone is interested in talking to you about your dogs that are available, roughly how old are they? What do they need to do to contact you?
The guess is they're about 4-ish.
Okay.
They're both large, small, or small, medium. They're about 50 pounds each. And you can contact me at the store, email dj@fedupshipping.com. Come by, and I'd be willing to set up a play date so everybody can meet, whatever needs to happen. They're just great dogs, and I want to find them a home.
Yeah, I want to find them a good home where they can continue to live that best life that you love to provide for dogs. Now, we have so many dogs that need homes here in Sylacauga. I mean, the shelter's full. We have dogs that I see quite a lot roaming around. And so even though DJ has fostered so much for the shelter, for the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill in the past, it's always such it's such an encouraging thing to see when because you stepped in and saw that these two needed a home and thought, you know what, I'm just going to take them in and foster them and do my thing and find them a home.
Well, and we could have easily turned them over to the shelter, but the thing is, even though they spend a lot of time in the foster room, I know they're happy, they're safe, it's a quiet environment, they have each other there. It's not, and this is not a knock on the shelter is overwhelmed, but that's chaos.
Yes. It is.
And so the fact that we can keep them at the house rather than force them to be in that situation allows them to be the dogs that they are instead of going kennel crazy.
And the fact that you're willing to do that, that takes some of that pressure off of the shelter system.
Sure.
And we're always looking for fosters. I mean, we have mainly puppy fosters with Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill because we have a couple of rescues in Florida where we can send those puppies. But the shelter with the adult dogs and the adolescent dogs, the older ones that can't go to that rescue in Florida, they need help.
Yeah.
And so if you're interested in fostering, then certainly you can contact the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. We can let you know about puppy fostering if you want to do that. But then if you'd like to adult foster, the shelter would really love that.
They need the help.
Yeah.
And it
you
makes a difference.
It does. And you have all of the supplies that are provided for you. So as long as you have a safe place and you've got the love, then you can have a dog or a cat for that matter. But I usually hear about we have kitten fosters with Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. Don't forget that. But usually I hear about the dog fostering adult dogs from the shelter. So you mentioned they're in a spot at your home where they are safe, where it's quiet, and they can really decompress. Let's talk about that because you walk dogs at the shelter too. So what's your experience walking dogs at the shelter?
First of all, they love that they can finally get out and get to run around, but I think people have the misconception that when you take the dog out of the kennel, it's going to be perfectly behaved and it's going to sit on command.
Yeah.
And they just don't know. A lot of these dogs have had no human contact.
And here's a dog, we got Batman up right here. This is not one of the available fosters, but this is the foster fail that DJ had that she adopted after she fostered him. And speaking of being scared, Batman was terribly afraid of people.
Oh, yeah.
When you first brought him in, and there he is at your store greeting everybody.
He's trying to learn customer service. He hasn't figured out that he does not have an indoor voice, which can be a little jarring, but he's trying, and it took us 3 months to even be able to touch him.
Yeah.
Because he was terrified of people. But he's learning. He's learning.
And there's one example where a foster can be great.
Oh, yeah.
And Batman, if you couldn't tell on there, he is a Great Dane mix. So when DJ said that she has small dogs available for adoption, they're 50 pounds, that's small to her because Batman's a big dog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everything is based on Batman now.
And that's part of what fostering can do. And when you adopt a dog from the shelter, that's part of what you need to think about, is that it is a stressful situation at the shelter. We have wonderful shelter staff. They're taking great care of those dogs, but you cannot get away from the fact that that is a stressful situation for a pup to be in. And you've got to, Batman would not have been able to be adopted if DJ had not pulled him and provided him that safe place where you could give him that time where he could decompress. And you have to think about that when you adopt also. Like DJ said, your dog is not going to come from the shelter, or when you take it for a walk when you're thinking about adopting, it's not going to sit and stay and do all those things that you have to put some time into it. And plus, they are just thrilled to get out of those kennels when you first start walking.
Absolutely.
So they're going to pull you. So if you come and join us on Saturday from 11 to 1, which we're always needing help to walk dogs too, you're going to get pulled around, but you've got a lot of sweet dogs there that need that exercise, need that outlet, just like you were talking about Joey, the available foster dog, getting the zoomies and going nuts for just a few minutes, and then he calms down and wants the love. It's the same at the shelter with those dogs.
Oh, yeah. You need to give a dog at least 3 weeks before you're going to get a hint of who that dog actually is.
Yeah.
Once you take them out of the shelter environment. Give them time. They just need to decompress.
Absolutely. And there's that, I was talking to a guest a few weeks ago about the 3-3-3 rule, where it's the 3 days that to give them a little bit of time to decompress, and then it's not 3 weeks before you see their personality come out, and 3 months before they realize, hey, this is my home.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to be.
Like I say,
And-
3 months before we could touch Batman, and once he realized, oh wait, I'm here, suddenly my husband and I were his safe space. So he would come and sit on our foot when he got stressed, as opposed to running away from us. So it makes a difference.
And you never know the personality of the dog that you're going to adopt, so you have to accept the fact that when you adopt the dog and you give it that time to decompress, that's your pup, and that's your new family member.
Yeah.
And you know, they may be a dog that, just like your friend's dog, that can go anywhere with you and greet everybody and love them, or it may be a dog that could have a little bit of fear that continues, because Batman is a wonderful dog, and he will stick his head over that counter at Fed Up Shipping to tell you that he's there, but he is
He's still skittish.
still skittish. He'll let you pet him, but
He has to have time to process.
Yeah.
And sometimes that takes a little while, and sometimes it's quick. But he loves to boop, and he loves to check people out, so he's learning.
And there he is with Delilah. Now, Delilah has no problem meeting people. Delilah's
Absolutely.
the brown dog, and she's thrilled every time somebody walks in that door.
She's convinced humans are put on this earth just to love her.
So let's talk about, since we have a picture of them at Fed Up Shipping, let's talk about what all you do there. Because you do a lot. And like I said, it's newsworthy because people are saying so much. I see on Facebook all the time people are thrilled that you are where you are and do what you do, because you obviously jumped in and filled a need in this community. So
good.
let's talk about what all you do there.
Well, we start with packing and shipping. That's one of the first things. Yes, we take returns. Yes, we take Amazon returns. We do not take QR codes.
Tell us about that, because I sometimes will actually have people text me and say, what do I do to take an Amazon package to DJ? And I actually don't know. I tell them you can do it, but they got to call you.
You have to have a shipping label. UPS themselves can't even read the QR codes. That's only for the UPS store. If you only have the QR code, there is a workaround. Cancel that return, start over, because what you choose from your reasons at the beginning determines what you get free at the end.
Okay.
So the quickest way I have found to get that shipping label is inaccurate website description. It doesn't matter what your reason is, choose that as your option.
Okay.
It will ask you for some information. All you need to put is wrong item.
Okay.
And then when you get to the end, it's going to default to the QR code for the UPS store. Scroll up a little bit and it will say UPS drop off free. That's the option you choose. That gets you the shipping label.
Okay. So it's not the end of the world if you've already printed out a QR code.
No,
Just go back in.
just
and-
cancel it.
Okay.
You can start over, no
That's
problem.
great. Now, you do all kinds of shipping, so not just UPS and UPS returns, of course.
Right.
So what kind of shipping do you do there? Who do you work with? What?
The post office,
Okay.
UPS, and FedEx.
Okay,
So we
perfect.
cover the 3 major carriers. We take returns for all. And if you need something packed, bring it in. We can pack it. If it's a return and you don't have a box for it, I've got boxes for you. I've got bags for you. We have.
You've got packing materials too.
I
You've got
have
the cool
packing
packing
materials.
peanut thing coming from the ceiling. Where all
Yes,
the
everybody walks in and says, "What is that?" That's the peanut balloon. So we have that. We have packing peanuts. We have everything you need to pack and ship. We do copies. We do mailbox rental. We do shred by the pound. We do notary services, lamination,
You do fingerprinting.
fingerprinting, digital fingerprinting. I'm getting ready to do an I-9 later today as well. So yeah, we got you.
What's an I-9?
It's for work, when
Okay.
you need to prove that you are able to work.
Okay. So you've got everything.
We're trying.
Now you also support a lot of local artists and provide a spot where they can sell their items. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about the local art that you have there.
We have Lou Peters. He's our marble sculptor that's in there. We have Jody Thornton's post office box banks.
And those are quite
They're
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
They're cool.
So they're vintage post office boxes. So
Yes.
from the when did you say the 40s and 50s and
He
that
gets
time
them
period?
from all different time. We have
And-
50s, we have 60s. I think there was a 70 in there at one point. But they're combination banks. They're a great heirloom gift.
Yeah.
We
Those
also
cool post
have
office boxes
yes.
that have the cool door and little
Oh, yes.
turned into a piggy bank, so that's cool.
We also have a 12-year-old that has made some handmade products that are selling like crazy.
Are they?
That's
That's
Willow's Wonders, and she's amazing.
She's quite talented.
Yes,
That's
she is.
amazing what she can do.
She's got to restock the store.
and
We're
she
running
can draw.
out.
She can do so many things. So I'm so glad to see that she's selling a lot of her crocheted items.
We have a
They're so
local
cute.
designer making our stickers. We have a Sylacauga line of products that are going like crazy. We even have snacks. We have pretzels that people love, which boggles my mind, but okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Buy some pretzels. And you've got greeting cards, some of which are special ones done by local artists or artists that just do them by the. I mean, you've got some beautiful ones. I don't even know how to describe them. I mean, you got some that you can tell somebody's put a lot of love into.
Oh, and I go through and hand pick every one of them because I enjoy seeing people's reactions to the special stuff that we have. And we're fixing to start carrying books as well. We have a line of fairy tales that's going to come in from an author friend of mine.
Wow.
Yes.
You've got all kinds of cool things.
Yes.
So definitely go by Fed Up Shipping. Certainly, if you need to ship something, if you need to have your fingerprints done, if you need to shred stuff, laminate stuff,
Even if all you need is a stamp,
there you go.
we got you.
And if you want to pet some pups and get some puppy love, then go by Fed Up Shipping. Let's where are you? Let's talk about your address.
10 West First Street. So if you know where Trailwares is, we're on the back corner, the parking lot side,
Okay. Perfect.
right across from the Board of Education.
There you go. So make sure to stop by DJ's. You can talk to her about her fosters that are available, get some more information, get some pictures of them, or you can meet her dogs and take part in all of the fun that's at Fed Up Shipping, where you can get all kinds of shipping needs and everything else. So DJ, thanks for coming on the show, and we'll have you back on in a couple of years to talk about something else, or you can come on
Okay.
sooner.
All right.
So thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. Join us this weekend at the shelter from 11 to 1. We'll be walking dogs as usual, and we'll have more information over the next few weeks about the spay and neuter voucher sale on September 7th at Pet Sense at 9 o'clock. Thanks for joining us.
Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge and your help, we can save them all.